Let's talk about the reputation of the United States. The reputation of the United States, unfortunately, and I take no pleasure in this, has imploded over Donald Trump's failure to properly deal with coronavirus. Now, when Donald Trump was elected and very clearly was incompetent and in over his head, we talked about how the leader of the free world, which is not an official title, it's a colloquial term typically assigned to the president of the United States. It's sort of like the major leader of the Western democracies. Typically, it's the president of the United States. When Trump was elected, widespread consensus that this is a colloquial title which shifted to German Chancellor Angela Merkel. And then we saw Donald Trump essentially remove the United States from serious participation in one of the issues of our time, climate change, claiming that climate change is a hoax created by the Chinese and pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accords. And immediately, the U.S. became a non-player in figuring out pollution and climate change. And then, I'm skipping some steps, we got to the disaster that is Donald Trump's response on coronavirus. And when you look at his actions, it makes sense that the reputation of the United States would implode. Trump didn't take it seriously from day one. Trump was confused and remains confused about the difference between a virus and a bacteria. And he's clueless about medicine and pandemics. And he, quite frankly, barely appeared to care for a very long time while other countries were actually taking this seriously. He said that the response from Democrats was meant merely to hurt him politically and used the word hoax rather than dealing with the problem. Trump then, when he started panicking, realized he had to take it seriously, went and tried to poach a vaccine being developed in Germany merely for American use. He appears to have interfered with other countries getting medical supplies while completely mismanaging our own national stockpile, even having at one point supplies en route to Thailand while asking Thailand to send us the same supplies. Really the stuff of just utter incompetent management, mismanagement. He had that phase where his focus was just repeating the phrase Chinese virus over and over again, rather than actually dealing with anything. He's been promoting unproven treatments that he talks about as if they are miracle cures. So it's an embarrassment, and he lies every day, and the world is coming to him for help, he claims. Nobody is coming to Donald Trump for help here. Can you imagine something more obviously untrue? The world is going to South Korea for advice, not Donald Trump. Now look at the model of South Korea for a moment. South Korea had their first case within hours of the United States having our first case. South Korea immediately developed a test and made sure that the test was widespread and available. They isolated everyone who tested positive or even had symptoms and a fever. They established fever clinics for infected people. They did extensive contact tracing and found and isolated people that were in touch with those infected. And their numbers speak for themselves. We are going to need to do that to prevent a massive second wave in the fall. South Korea is the country that did it. So now you have what makes sense. You have all sorts of world leaders saying, listen, the United States needs to rethink all of that America First stuff. Stephen Walt, who's a professor of international relations at Harvard, says that not only are Trump's actions causing death and economic misery, they have tarnished our global reputation, which was already very much damaged merely by electing Donald Trump in the first place. And Trump's diplomatic embarrassment after embarrassment certainly didn't help. So let's say something about the press briefings in this context. Trump does these press briefings. We've been covering some of them. There were no press briefings over the weekend. They're scheduled to get back underway today. Those are being watched by those other countries that I'm talking about, and they are the stuff of nightmares. Other countries see Trump lying uncontrollably, Trump attacking journalists and a free press, Trump recommending unproven treatments despite having no medical knowledge whatsoever, Trump saying all of the things that he's been saying. And in the end, the saddest part about all of it is that you essentially have two different realities. People are reading two different books, so to speak, about what's going on. You have the reaction from other countries, which is this guy is out of control. He's unhinged. We need to stay away and actually deal with countries that know what they're doing. That's one side. And then you've got Trump supporters that just love it. They watch the press briefings and they see Trump as tough. They see him as aggressive, as a deal maker, as not taking crap from people in the audience, as protecting American interests and being this heroic savior by coming to the American people and telling them, go and try hydroxychloroquine. What do you have to lose? Despite the fact that there are significant side effects and questionable efficacy. Every time he embarrasses himself at one of these press briefings, the world cringes, but his followers get riled up that he's doing a great job. So we're in real trouble. The signs were there for a long time. The kids in cages, calling climate change a hoax. I could go on and on, lying every day. There were signs of trouble all along. But the scariest part about it is that while the world is increasingly getting away from the United States and our reputation is increasingly a joke, not only do the Trumpists love what Trump is doing, they are more confident that Trump is doing the right thing because the world cringes at what Donald Trump does. They see it as an endorsement of what Donald Trump is doing. And that is one of the scariest things altogether. Privacy.com is one of our sponsors, and they're giving you $5 just for using their free service at privacy.com/Pakman. Privacy is a service I've been using for a while now. I love it. It saves me a bunch of headaches. It's completely free, and it's very quick to set up. And here's how it works. When you pay for something online or over the phone, instead of exposing your real credit card number, Privacy lets you generate virtual card numbers. The payments are withdrawn from your checking account, but your real card number stays completely private, and you do it all with one click. You can autofill the card number in your web browser, on the phone. You can create 12 virtual cards a month. You can set spending limits, freeze them, delete them whenever you want. I especially love it for free trials where you need to give a credit card number, because I can destroy the virtual card number as soon as I give it to the company, and I know I won't be charged in the future. If you're ordering food over the phone, why do I need to give a restaurant my real card number if I don't have to? Companies don't have to know who you are. Your real credit card number is protected from the data breaches that happen, unfortunately, more often than we would like, and it's completely free. They do have a paid version with different tiers where you can create more virtual credit card numbers per month, cashback rewards, extra security features. But go ahead and sign up for the free service. It's a no-brainer. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. You're protected from identity theft. It costs you nothing. And Privacy is giving you $5 to spend just for signing up when you go to privacy.com/Pakman.